Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryankaravavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Mavit Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
यावत् पवनो निवसति देहे तावत् पृच्छति कुशलं गेहे गतवति वायौ देहापाये भार्या बिभ्यति तस्मिन् काये बालस्तावत् क्रीडासक्तः तरुणस्तावत् तरुणीसक्तः वृद्धस्तावच्चिन्तासक्तः परमे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न सक्तः काते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह भ्रातः सत्सङ्गत्वे निस्सङ्गत्वं निस्सङ्गत्वे निर्मोहत्वे निश्चलतत्त्वं निश्चलतत्त्वे जीवन्मुक्तिः वयसि गते कः कामविकारः शुष्के नीरे कः कासारः क्षीणे वित्ते कः परिवारो ज्ञाते तत्त्वे कः संसारः
Verse number 7. As long as, so long as. Yavat and Tavat. Yavat is as long as, Tavat is so long as. As long as you are in the position A, you will be like this. When you are in B, you will be like this. When you are in C, you will be like this. Never does a human being have the courage to leave it, he says. Parame Brahmani kopi nasaktaha. Look at the word that he is using. Chinta saktaha. We studied, no? Yavat vittoparjana sak. Balastavat krida saktaha. Tarunastavat taruni saktaha. Vruddhastavat chinta saktaha. Parame brahmani kopi nasaktaha. What you need to observe here is two words that he is using. Saktaha and asaktaha. Chinta saktaha. Chinta saktaha. Chinta plus asaktaha. Where you should be asaktaha, you are asaktaha. Remember this, very beautiful constructions. Where you should be asaktaha, you have irukka vendiya edathila enna irukudhu, that extra irukku, isn't it? Means deeper, more. We have seen that any number of times. Shrama, ashrama. So the prefix means the attachment is So deep, so deep. So asaktaha with balastavat krida saktaha, tarunastavat taruni saktaha, vriddhastavat chinta. With all this, you have asaktaha, parame brahmani kopi na saktaha. At least not even a single thought is going to Brahman, he said. Where it is asaktaha, here there is no saktaha, meaning how it should be, practically how it should be the reverse. In relation to the Balastavat Krida and Tarunastavat Taruni, Vriddhastavat Chinta, you should be Asaktaha, and with Brahman, it should be Asaktaha. All that's what Mohamudgara is. Bhaja Govindam is over. Yeah, what is the difficulty? Where you should have, Saktaha, it is not even thinking about it. Parame Brahmani Kopi na Saktaha. That's why if you split it and read, it becomes if you split it and read, it becomes very meaningful as to what he is trying to say. What does this asaktaha means? Extremely. Asaktaha means so extremely possessed, so extremely attached. So extremely possessed, so extremely attached means you cannot take your thoughts out of it. Chronologically, the autobiography of a human being is drawn. All human beings' autobiography. Chronologically, that too. When you are young, when you are a child, what are you attached to? Toys. Childhood days wasted in what? Attachment to toys. And you will say it is natural to that age, no, sir. Correct. Correct. Natural to that age. Okay. Then you wait. Brahman is waiting now. Correct. Then comes the youth. Passion for the beloved and etc. and etc. and etc. Natural, no, sir. This is also natural, no? Correct. Brahman is still waiting. Because once you have all this, and then you can think about Brahman, isn't it? So Brahman is waiting. Then comes gray hair. Na, the head that is heavy with worries and anxieties. Wise man. Gray hair, white hair means Subramaniam. Gray hair, white hair means what? Head that is full of worries and full of the head which is heavy with anxieties, fears, worries. Anxiety, fear of what will happen to, worrying about what will happen to me, because death is coming. Death is coming very soon. Even if not, death is coming. If death comes and takes you away in a split second, you are blessed, isn't it? Anayasa marana, they say, isn't it? Even death has to be without ayasam, means ayasam, very tired and fatigued to die also. Like ICU, isn't it? Month after month in medication and bedridden and even death doesn't come without ayasa. That is why one of the prayers in this culture we have is anayasa marana. This anayasa marana means at least let death be. If life is full of struggle and effort and painful, at least death be like that. If life is full of pain and anxiety and worry, your death will be much more than that. Anayasa marana becomes the hope only. If when you are alive without any anxiety and worry, death also will be able to follow. So what is that old age now? What is the problem of old age? The head that is anxieties and fears. Natural, no, sir. In old age, this is natural, no? That's what he said. Parame Brahmani Kopina Sakta. It means it is very unnatural for a human being to think of the divine. Because at what age it is natural to think of God? What is a natural age? Correct? There is no natural age. It means it is so unnatural to think about Brahman. And it is so natural to be attached to the world. Play, passion, and pangs. These are the three things. Play, passion. In one of the discourses on Bhaja Govindam, Swami Chinmayananda uses these three words. I heard him long back. Play, passion, and pang. That's all. He's a good orator. No, he know how to play with words a lot. He can bring in so many words he can bring in. Play, passion, pang. This is what is happening in all human beings. This is what is happening in all human beings' life. Therefore, the human being finds no time to relate to the divine. No time to relate. Now comes the law of life. Take it or leave it. Now comes the law of life. What is the law of life? What you call as natural is inexcusable in human being. Again, what you call as natural is inexcusable. Are you able to follow? Inexcusable means you can't say it is natural, therefore I will. You can't say it is natural and I'll pursue this. You can't say it's natural, I will pursue this. Why? Why human being will not have any excuse from this, even though we may call it as natural. And we believe natural means it's right. Fallacy in thinking. Always remember this. Just because something is natural doesn't mean it's right. To get angry is natural. Is it right? To get jealousy is natural. Is it right? To get greedy is natural. Is it right? Is it right to get greedy? Is it right to get greedy? Even if you have even if you have a PhD in economics, is it natural right to get greedy? Greedy we should not get, sir, but loans we can take. Greedy and all we don't get. I don't get greedy and all, but loans is very important. Why? Because then only you can follow. Then only you can follow your what? Passion. Then only you can follow your passion. Only if you take loans, you can follow your passion. What do we do? Balastavat krida saktah, tarunastavat taruni saktah, vriddhastavat chinta saktah. Natural doesn't mean it's right. Natural doesn't mean it's right. Therefore, the law says what is natural to a human being is inexcusable. It will not be allowed at all. When we say it will not be allowed at all means what? It will not be allowed at all means what? All the developmental activities, all the growth that you have, everything that you are chasing will ultimately result in what? Will ultimately result in the worry, the anxiety, the fear. Therefore, but sir, I'm following that which is natural to me, then why should I end up in worry, anxiety? If you are doing something which is natural to you, you should be. If it is natural to you, you should be joyful, isn't it? Are you able to follow the logic? If it is natural to you, you should be joyful, you should be blissful, you should be happy doing it. The fact that you are doing it and you are not happy, joyful, blissful, worry, anxiety, hoping that one day everything will become all right. That itself is an indication that what you are doing is not natural to you. That itself is an indication that what you are doing is not natural to you. Conversely, the moment you start thinking about Brahman and start moving in that direction, in Atma Bodha we studied. Shantanam Vitaraginam. Remember that was Atma Bodha. Shantanam Vitaraginam. You can never be in Shanti when you are chasing Balastavat Krida Sakta, Tarunastavat Taruni Sakta, Vriddhastavat Chinta Sakta. Whatsoever you achieve will never give you Shanti, will never give you the peace. It means what you are doing is so unnatural, but the human mind is not willing to accept. Are you okay till now? The human mind is not willing to accept. How do you say that? Anything in its natural state must be happy, peaceful. Isn't it? Anything in its natural state must be peaceful. If you are not happy and peaceful, you are not in that natural state. Therefore, wherever anxiety is produced, wherever a stress and strain is produced, obviously it means what? You are not in your natural state. Hmm? The Acharya used to give a beautiful example. The jumping monkey is a happy, peaceful monkey. Meditative monkey is a depression. You understand that? If a monkey is sitting in meditation, it means it's in depression. Jumping, the monkey jumping from branch to branch to branch, upside down it going, round and round and round it goes. It goes and pulls goes and that's why it's called monkey. You know that, no? The tiger will be sleeping, it will go and scratch the tiger and it will run up the. Have you seen those videos? My God, that's why it's called. Now, it is so, it is in its natural state. And you tell the mind, sit. Om, 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 sound, silence. Between the two sound is the silence. Elongate the silence. Monkey will get very depressed. Why? Because it's not in its natural state. From this, what do you understand? The proof that you are in your natural state is Shanti. Are you able to follow? Nowadays, they say, I am in my zone. Huh? They say, no, I go into my own zone. What is that in your own zone? There is the Shanti. There is the peace. What if you do that you will be in that when you get attached to Brahman? Instead of saying Parame Brahmani Kopi Na Saptaha, you say, I am the one who is attached to Brahman. Are you able to follow? Attachment means constant thinking. Are you able to follow? Attachment means uncontrollable, unmanageable, constant thinking. Actually, we should not use the word thinking here. We should say the flow of thought. Unmanageable, uncontrollable flow of thought is attachment. Again, I repeat, unmanageable, uncontrollable flow of thought is attachment. Number two, unmanageable, uncontrollable flow of thought that will make you not conscious. That will make you not conscious. You will be sitting, the mind will go, and then suddenly you wake up, 3 hours is gone. 3 hours is gone. The asaktaha to these three carries the awareness away. Chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita. The asaktaha to this carries the awareness away. The senses go. When the senses go, the mind go. When senses and mind go, what the intellect will do? He said, I will also join the party, and that also That also goes. When all the three going together, what is the achievement? What is that? What is the end result of all this achievement? Hospital bed. A hospital bed is the result of all this achievement. In that hospital bed, the fellow will be sitting and thinking, oh my God, what did I? What did I do? What did I do? And then he thinks, oh, maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have done that. Of the 108 traditional Upanishads, see there are about 300 and odd Upanishads. Of the 300 and odd Upanishads, 108 is called traditional. Of the 108, 14 is authoritative. Of the 108, 14 is called authoritative. And the list differs. Some will say 11, some will say 13, some will say 14. Now, I belong to now under the 14 Kakshi Larga, Shankar. Which Kakshi you are in, I don't know, but I am in this Kakshi. I am in this party, the party of 14. Rest are all called minor Upanishads. One of the minor Upanishads is called Garbhopanishad. So it says, what is happening to the jiva in the womb? It dramatizes it so beautifully. So it dramatizes it so beautifully. It's called Garbhopanishad. உடனே கூகுள்லாம் பண்ணாதீங்க கமிஷனர் கமிஷனர் உடனே டோன்ட் செட் அண்ட் கூகுள் நோ இல்லை அடுத்த ஸ்க்ரீன் ஓப்பன் பண்ணி டோன்ட் கூகுள் ஆர் ஆஃப்டர் த கிளாஸ் டோன்ட் கூகுள் ஜஸ்ட் ஸ்டோரி மாதிரி கேளுங்க தட்ஸ் ஆல் otherwise something you quote they will take something and then they will send to me only sir this is what they said no now indirectly giving me a lecture now Narayanji you know that how many lectures I get in a day oh god unbelievable lectures I get commissioner don't do that it's called Garbhopanishad. Srikanth, no income you can put down the commissioner very well. If you have income, then you have to fall at her feet. Yeah. Since no income, I can tell the commissioner whatever you want. In that Garbhopanishad, he says very beautifully what happens a couple of minutes before birth. What happens couple of minutes before birth? And then what happens in 2 minutes, how the whole thing changes. That's open. Beautiful description he gives. In the womb, it's thinking, this is the last time I'm going to be here. No more of this prison house. I don't want any of these things because it can remember everything, how many times it has done all these, how many times it has gone through all these, how many times it had come out. Balastavat Trida Sakta, Tarunastavat Taruni Sakta, Vrudastavat Chinta Sakta, die again. Balastavat Krida Sakta, how many times it has done, not only in one Sharira, how many times it has done this in different Shariras. Are you able to follow? Not only in one body, this has been the search in many bodies. In the body of a mosquito once, in the body of a cockroach once, in the body of a earthworm once, in the body of a stone one, in the body of this, in the body of that, in the body of Rakshasa sometimes, in the body of Indra sometimes. It remembers everything. It remembers. What it remembers? That 84 lakh crore times it has done this again and again. It remembers. And then it takes a vow. New Year resolution. It takes a pratigya. What is the pratigya? This is the last time I'm doing this. Never again I'm going to. It takes a vow. 2 minutes. As soon as it comes out of the womb and doctor gives a tap. The whole lot is forgotten. The whole lot is forgotten. Again, the same cycle starts. What is the same cycle starts? Balastava Kridasakta, Tarunastava Tarunisakta, Vriddastava Chintasakta. This doesn't stop at all. So he says, Parame Brahmani Kopina Sakta. Shankaracharya is crying. Shankaracharya is lamenting, looking at us, he is crying. And we sympathize with him, telling them, we are all fine, sir, don't worry. Yeah. We are all okay, sir. He is crying, something is not, he is not crying for him. He is looking at you crying, something is not right with you. You will turn back and say, no, no, sir, don't worry. It's not as bad as you think. And a little bit here and there, I am just disturbed, but otherwise, I am on, I am, otherwise I'm all right only. Arame Brahmani Kopi Nasaptaha. So, to understand this, just remember these three Sanskrit words. Saktaha, Asaktaha, and Asaktaha. Again, I repeat. Saktaha, Asaktaha, and Asaktaha. These three words, remember, you will be able to recollect the whole lot. Just a simple prefix, that's all it is. Just a simple prefix. Saktaha means attachment. Asaktaha means deep attachment. Asaktaha means no attachment. Now you have two choices. What are the two choices you have now? The area of asaktaha and the area of asaktaha. These are the two options you have. What are the two options? An area of asaktaha and the area of asaktaha. So who's an ignorant human being? The asaktaha and asaktaha is in the ulta direction. When you get into the right knowledge and understanding the spiritual practices, it changes. Asaktaha and asaktaha will remain. The object will change. When it changes, Katopanishad. Yama says, beautifully he says, this is, then you have become wise, he says. You don't drop your attachment, you shift. You don't drop it, you shift. Yama tells Nachiketas, how wise you are, Nachiketas, that you are not willing to get drawn into that which is natural. How wise you must be, he said. How wise you must be not to get drawn into that which is natural. What vision you must be having to withdraw? What vision you must be having in life to withdraw from that and move on to this? All achievements of the human being ends up nowhere. When we say ends up nowhere, it means nowhere positive. Please understand. All human achievements are going down, making the human being go down and down and down. So nowhere means nowhere positive. Yama gave Nachiketa so many things he gave, isn't it? He said, have this, have this, have this, have this. Even now, I think if somebody gives me that, I will say, I'll tell Brahman, wait, next Janma will come to you, but this I may not get. So I will finish off in this Janma first. Maybe I'll do that. Not maybe and all, for sure, I think I'll do Aparna. Huh? What all Yama offered? What all Yama offered? Nachiketas. What he offered? 100 years you will live. And that 100 years will be like a Markandeya life, isn't it? Not with that arthritis pain and with the walker and wheelchair. Not all that. 100 years I'll give you this. 100 years I'll give you this. 100 years I'll give you this. Nachiketas asked, okay, you give me 100 years, but 101, what will happen? That is wisdom. Are you able to follow? Okay, you give me 100 years. I am very thankful to you for that. I am very grateful to you for that. 101, you take this 100 years, Nachiketas, 101, inexcusable it will be. Are you able to follow? You take this 100 years, 101, that effect will not be, you cannot be free from that. Then Nachiketas turns back and asks, are you giving me punishment? Are you giving me? Because boon means that should be, you can't say punishment as a boon, no. Boon means that which should be blessing to you, that which should make you feel good. Now, Nachiketas turn back, all that you are giving to me looks like, all that you are giving to me seems to be the punishment. Why don't you give me that which is the changeless, that which is the immutable? Why don't you give me that? Why don't you give me that, Nachiketas? Yama turns back and said, Uttishtata, Jagrada, Varanniva Bodhata. Arise, awake to the understanding that you are that already. What are you asking? Beautiful. He says, arise, awake. Vivekananda kept this as the Lakshana Vakya of Ramakrishna Mission. Uttishtata, Jagrada, Paranniva Bodhata. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Stop not till the arise. Awake. Uttishtata. Uttishtata. Uttishtata is, that Uttishtata is a very standard word. Uttishtata means arise, arise, arise. Uttishta Parantapa, he says. Arjuna, Krishna also says, arise, awake, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up to what? Wake up to understanding what all you call as natural is not natural. Again, what all you call as natural is not natural. And if you pursue that, inexcusable. The law of life is inexcusable. The person comes back and says, sir, I did everything genuinely, sincerely only, then why it is? Then why it is? Then why it is? If it is, that means something is wrong. That's all. The law is, there is no exception to the law. Therefore, what is attachment to Brahman means, what is attachment to God means, withdrawing from the field of pain-ridden sorrows, the temporary gains, and the shocking losses. You learn to withdraw from all this. You learn to withdraw from the temporary gains. Loss is shocking, isn't it? Devastating it is. Loss is shocking. Gain is ephemeral. Gain is ephemeral. Shock is, the loss is shocking. Senses and attempting to fulfill the senses ends up in pain. Pain-ridden spots. Parame Brahmani Kopi Nasakta. Learning to withdraw from these is what is known as attachment to Brahman. What is attachment to Brahman means? You learn to withdraw from these things is attachment to Brahman. When you are attached to God, you are detached to the world. One leg of attachment here and one leg of attachment there and all doesn't work. You can't serve two masters at the same time, isn't it? Like, it is exactly like this. People sometimes they ask, can we take up any part-time job, sir? Say, either you are working or not working. There's no something called, are you able to follow? There's no something called part-time. Either you work or either you are in action or you are not in action. There is no part-time. There is no part-time action in that, isn't it? There's no such thing called part-time action. But the human being doesn't have this wisdom. The human being doesn't have this knowledge. What is the knowledge? You don't have the knowledge to reject that which is foolish and dangerous. That's all. Again, I repeat. What is ignorance? What is ignorance in a human being? Not able to reject that which is foolish and dangerous to one's own self. What is foolish and dangerous to one's own self? Balastāvat krīdāsaktah, tarunastāvat tarunisakta, vriddhastāvat chintasakta is foolish and dangerous to oneself. But sir, practically, a little bit of it is also needed, no? Correct. To whatever extent you think you need it, to that extent, you have to be ready for the inexcusable consequences. It is partly, little bit here and there, it is also needed, no, sir? Correct. To whatever extent you keep it, to whatever extent you think you need it, that consequences, you will not be excused from the consequences. That which is foolish and dangerous to you, why can't you reject it? Why aren't you able to reject it, even though you understand it is foolish and dangerous? That's called attachment. That is called attachment. Again, I repeat. You can't get rid of it, even though even knowing that it is dangerous and foolish, you can't get rid of it. That's called attachment. The modern way of saying it is, the modern terminology now is, instead of using the word attachment, use the word addiction. You are so addicted to it that you can't. Are you able to follow? You are so addicted to it that you are not able to let go of it. And if you let go of it, you feel like one part of you is pulled out when you are alive. This is called addiction. Again, addiction means when something is taken away from you, you feel like as though one part of you is ripped apart. As though your hands and legs and everything is pulled out when you are alive. Why you feel like that? Asaktaha. That's called asaktaha. Saktaha na attachment. Asaktaha na addiction. Understand clearly. Saktaha, attachment. Asaktaha means addiction. And we don't have attachment to that. We have addictions to that. And because of the addiction, we are not able to get out. Lastly, Even the basic attachment in another you can see. Much more clarity you can see the addiction of somebody. But you can never ever see it in yourself. Even if somebody comes and tells you also, you will not. Even if somebody comes and tells you, you will still not be able to accept. Why? Because of addiction. You got addicted because of what? Addiction is because of what? Unintelligent, foolish association. Anything that you associate with unintelligently, anything that you associate with foolishly, you will get addicted. What is the proof of addiction? You will understand it is foolish. You will understand that it made you foolish. You will understand that it was so dangerous to you. The pain of it is what? It is foolish, it's dangerous, but you still can't let go of it. It is foolish, it's dangerous, but you still can't let go of it. Parame Brahmani Kopi Asaktaha. This is verse number 7. Verse number 8. Puram Sharma. 1 second. Yes.
In that jumping monkey example, I am confused what exactly is mind. Is that monkey thing natural to mind, or peace and calmness natural to mind? Or if peace is not natural to mind, can peace and calmness be made natural to mind?
Yes. The clarification is in relation to the monkey example. Is jumping and wandering natural to the mind? Is it natural to the mind? For the untrained mind, it appears to be natural, but it is not natural. Again, I repeat. For the mind that is not trained, this wandering and jumping seems to be natural, but it is not natural. That's how I gave the example of the monkey. Jumping and wandering only, it should be in a state of shanti by wandering and jumping. But the wandering and jumping, if it is not giving any shanti, it means it is not natural. Are you able to understand? Again, I repeat. To understand something is natural or not natural to you, what is the indicator? Calmness is correct. Calmness is the indicator. Peace and calmness is the indicator. Are you able to follow? Jumping monkey is a calm and peaceful monkey. Why? Because it is in its natural state. Are you able to follow? Now forget that monkey example. Now come to the mind. Now we are not discussing the monkey example. Now we have come to the mind. What is the mind? Constantly jumping, wandering, moving. If this is natural, first thing it should be very calm. The mind should be in calm and peace. Second, when it is calm and peace, it will never get fatigued. It will never get tired. The fact that it is getting fatigued and tired means it is not in its natural state. Are you able to follow? So the indicators that natural state is what? Calm and peace and no fatigue. The wandering, the mind that is jumping from one to the other, wandering from one to the other, drains you out first. Are you able to follow? It is tiring. It is draining you out. Second is you lose the calm and peace. These are the visible destruction. What is the invisible destruction? Where invisible destruction means your destruction is guaranteed for the next few janmas also. Not only you are destroyed now, you have created enough destruction for the next few janmas also. How? Vasanas increases. The intensity of the vasanas increases, the intensity of the likes and dislikes increases. Therefore, there is no immediate benefit, there is no future benefit. Where there is no immediate benefit, future, forget about the permanent benefit, doesn't. The permanent benefit, as far as the mind is concerned, doesn't exist at all. Are you able to follow? Therefore, that which is natural to the mind means it should make the mind peaceful and calm. Are you able to follow till now?
Meaning natural state of the natural state of the mind is calmness.
If it is trained, for the untrained mind, it looks natural. For the untrained, ignorant mind, wandering seems to be natural, but it is ignorance. If the mind is, if you have the right knowledge, untrained, the mind that is not wandering, the mind that is not jumping, gives you tremendous peace. Not only it gives you tremendous peace, not only it gives you tremendous peace, in whatsoever you do, you are so fully in it. Whatsoever you do, you are so fully in it. I will follow. Therefore, natural state, what you call as natural is unnatural. That's what we are trying to educate. Are you able to follow? What you call as natural is unnatural. What you call as unnatural is natural. Are you able to follow? What is unnatural is natural. What is natural is unnatural. Again, Bhagavad Gita. Yanisha sarva bhutanam sanisha pashyato munehe, he says. What is day to you is night to him. What is day to him is night to you. It means we both are living in two different realms, isn't it? Or you have to take the flight and come. You take the flight and come and sit here, it will be. You take the flight and come and sit here, it will be all right. It's natural. What you call as natural is not natural. If it is natural, why will you want a change? Why will you want a change? The fact that you want to change, the fact that you want to move on, the fact that you want to make it better and better and better, it means currently there is no peace, there is no calmness. Are you able to follow? All this is an indicator of understanding what is natural and what is not natural.
So we have to bring in that factor called trained and untrained.
Yes.
With mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Is illiteracy natural or unnatural? Is literacy natural or unnatural? Able to follow? Is literacy natural or unnatural? If you have trained, are able to follow? If you are trained, then only it is natural. If you are not trained, we will still be making sound. Like all species make sounds. All species make sound, and we also make sound, isn't it? Supposing if my grandmother were to come and sit here, where she doesn't know English alphabets ABCD, 1.5 hours will be like how this 1.5 hours will look to, how it will appear, how it will appeal to her, what it will mean to her. She will say, isn't it? Too much of noise, that's all she will say. Too much of noise. When you are trained, it makes so much of sense. Are you able to understand? When you are trained, it makes sense. Therefore, That which is natural is because of lack of training. It is implied. Are you able to follow? That's why in some other context, we give this example, why even the richest person wants their children to get educated. Where wealth is guaranteed for the next 15 generations, wealth is guaranteed. Even that person will want the, why? Because training is essential. And training means what? Training means what? Discipline, effort. Training means discipline and effort. Training means discipline. Training means effort. இது ரெண்டு இல்லாம without discipline and without effort, can we get it? Yes, you will get. What you will get? Worry and anxiety you will get. And then you can't come and say, I want to get out of worry and anxiety. Vedanta will say, you asked for worry and anxiety, you got lot of worry and anxiety, and because that's the wealth you got. So be happy with the wealth. Are you okay? Verse number 8 padinga.
काते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारो यमतीव विचित्रः कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह भ्रातः काते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारो यमतीव विचित्रः कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह भ्रातः
Who's your wife? Who's your son? Extremely wondrous is his terrestrial attachment. Whose are you? Who are you? From where have you come? Oh, brother, reflect on that here. Who's your wife? Who's your son? Extremely wondrous is his terrestrial attachment. Whose are you? Who are you? From where have you come? Oh, brother, reflect on the truth here. Here means now. Nowadays we say bro, no? Isn't it? Huh? Mira, bro, no? Yeah. I've seen her using, I said, bro, bro. I said, what is this bro, bro, bro? Yeah. Tatvam chintaya tadiha brataha. Oh, bro. That's what he's saying. Shankara is saying. Who is your? Bro. Who's your? Oh, bro. How affectionate he is. Yeah. He started by saying, Mudamate. Yeah. Mudamate. Oh, don't be a foolish brother. That's what he's saying. So add that adjective to the bro here. What is the adjective he gave in verse number 1? Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Mudamate. Now, who's the brata? Who's the brother here? Then Mudamate is the then Mudamate is the brother here. Foolish fellow. These kind of textbooks is very important to study because certain technical terms can be so beautifully used here. The previous verse, the technical term that we used is asaktaha, saktaha, asaktaha. Here the technical word is samsara. Rest and all is an explanation of it. Don't worry about the son, the wife, who are you, where are you, and all that. That also has a meaning. But the technical word, the important word here is samsara. What is wife? The Sanskrit word is kanta. Kanta means magnet. Correct? Srikant, Tamil magnetic enna solluvom. Correct? Yeah, that's magnet. Magnet means just simply Magnet means what? Just sucks you in. That's all. It just sucks you in, not attraction. Samsara, because he's using the word samsara and asakta and all he has used in the previous verse, you have to connect everything. You have to connect it. So wife here is symbolic of that magnetic attraction. Same meaning in Tamil. Clear? Sanskrit clear. What do you call magnet in Telugu? Tamil very synonymous. காந்தம்னு சொல்றோம் இல்லையா? Same meaning. நம்ம தப்பா ப்ரொனவுன்ஸ் பண்றோம். It is
Ayastham.
I know something she's saying I don't understand. I asked her to say she is chanting to herself. No? What did she say? Kantam. That's all. I know. That's how the same meaning. And then she had her own prefix also to it. It means it just Kanta means that which simply irresistibly attractive. That's what it means. Who's your wife? Who Kate Kanta? Who's your wife means he's not asking the name of the wife. He's not asking for the family biodata. He's not asking who's your wife, who's your son, what are they doing, where are they? He's not asking that. What is he asking? Who is your wife means reflect on that which you are irresistibly, helplessly sucked by. That's wife. That is Kateka. Who's your wife means what is it that is attracting you like that? That's the question here. Are you able to follow what he's asking? Who's your wife means a magnetic, irresistible, uncontrollable attraction. You have no choice. You stand in front, that's it, isn't it? That's what in the Bhagavad Gita he says, the sight of it is enough, he says. The sight of it. Pineapple and the bee. The sight of it, the foolish heart inflames and longs for pineapple. In frames, one breaks the glass and cuts with hopeless wish, one looks and lingers. Another breaks the glass and cuts his fingers. But they whom truth and wisdom lead can gather honey from the weed. How can you gather honey from the weed? Weed means you can gather honey from the flower only. How can you gather honey from a weed? Means there is nothing in it. Tattvam chintaha. Tattvam chintaha means think deeply. Chintaha means thinking. Tattvam here means deeply. Think deeply. Probe. What is the probe? What is it that you are irresistibly attracted to? What is it that you are attracted to? Tattvam. From that, the question comes. Tat ka te kanta. Ka te. Tat ka te. That's the probe. That's the inquiry. Who's your wife? Kaha te putra. Kaste putra. Kaha te putra. Who's your son? Kaha asyatvam va. These are all Sanskrit questions. These are all Sanskrit questions that they in 6th standard when you started studying Sanskrit, they teach all this. Kaha asyatvam va. From where have you come? Who belongs to you? Whom you belong to? I will follow. There are two aspects to this question. One is who belongs to you. Another is whom you belong to. And we always want to be part of the group where something must belong to me and I should belong to somebody. This samsara is vichitra, he says. I am samsara. This samsaro yamativa vichitra. ரொம்ப ரொம்ப விசித்திரமா இருக்கு தேசம். Vichitra is the language, is the word that is used in all Indian languages. From the Sanskrit, there are so many words which we use in our everyday vocabulary. That Vichitra is another word. Yamativa Vichitra. What is Vichitra? What is Vichitra? What is Vichitra? That which is the Vesham to you, you started thinking you are that. The actor on the stage started believing the role that he is playing on the stage is what he or she is. That is Vichitra. How can you forget that? How can you forget? How can you forget that you are only doing the Vesham, you are only doing an actor, and start actually believing you are that? Everyone follow? Why you started believing you are that? Asaktaha. The previous verse gave that answer already. The previous verse gave the answer. What is the answer? You are so extremely addicted to that that you just not able to let go. You are not able to let go of it. You will follow. Ate kanta kaste putraha samsaro yamativa vichitra. This is vichitra. This is. Vichitrama irukkunna foolish ah irukkunnu artham, isn't it? If it is vichitra means it is foolish. What is the samsara? Samsara means traveling without a destination. Samsara means traveling without a destination. You start walking, where are you going? The answer is, I don't know. Somewhere I am going. Where? Not knowing where you are going, not knowing what the path is taking you to, and you keep to that road. That path, that way of living is called samsara. You follow? That which is meaningless appears meaningful to you. That is samsara. That which is essenceless. Sara means essence. That which is essenceless, that which is meaningless, look meaningful to you. Saram enna artham? Essence. Correct? Saram means essence. That which has no sara at all looks so meaningful to you. That which is meaningless looks meaningful. If the meaningless is looking meaningful, obviously what will happen? The meaningful will appear meaningless. The converse becomes correct. The meaningful will appear meaningless, isn't it? To be selfish, self-centered, look very meaningful. To be selfless looks like foolish. To fight for the rights looks very meaningful. To live a life of service and sacrifice looks very foolish. This is called samsara. This is the meaning of the word. This is the meaning of the word samsara. Kasyatvam va, ka asyatvam va. Who belongs to you? Whom you belong to? We always have these two problems. We want to belong to something, must belong to me, and I should belong to someone. From where have you come into this world of relationships? Having developed all these relationships, one thing is very clear. What is it that is very clear? You are going to, you are going to leave it. You are going to drop it. That which is so meaningful to you, that which is so important to you, understand it like this. Courage is required to see it like that. It is just the memory that you have that is making it look so meaningful to you. You hit against some wall and lose memory, you'll get liberated. You know that? You know that? Sometimes I used to think, just how good it will be, just go hit somewhere and you wake up, and then you wake up, no samsara at all. Isn't it? So what is it that we are holding on to? Just the, it's so funny, isn't it? Short-term memory, long-term memory, memory loss, this loss, that's it's all just memory, memory, memory. That which is so meaningful, that a human being is so attached to. There are so many, like nowadays this is happening a lot. No, what is it? Memory loss disease, dementia, Alzheimer's, dementia. The son is coming and standing in front. The wife is coming and standing in front. And what a liberation it is. Huh? What a liberation is it if you have dementia and Alzheimer's. Huh? They will come and stand in front and you will ask, who are you? Wow. Yeah. You will ask, who are you? Shankaracharya will be very happy looking at Alzheimer's and dementia only. Namlalam Bhatha, Mudamate Brataha only, he says. Yeah. Looking at us, he will say Mudamate Brataha. Looking at them, they will say, wow, what a detachment it is. We used to think very Naranji. Weirder we should think at times. Then concepts gets very clear. Otherwise, we don't. Otherwise, we will never. What is it? Just that. Just the memory. That's all it is. Just the memory. If you can let go of it now, instead of allowing somebody to take it out from you, you yourself let go. You yourself let go. Yeah. If you don't let go, nature will make you to let go and start with a clean slate. Start with a clean slate. There is no clean slate. There is no clean slate at all. You come with a lot of burden from the past. There is no clean slate. It appears to be so. And all appearances are deceptive. Unsure. All appearances are deceptive. How do I look? Very spiritual, very holy, very deceptive it is. It is not. All appearances are deceptive. Are you able to follow? Nature presses the refresh button sometimes. That's all. Nature presses the refresh button. What is the refresh button that nature presses? Death and birth. Death and birth. Nothing is gone. Nothing is gone. Nothing is gone. What is the refresh button? New toys. That's all. Attachment to the toys is there. Anyway, one brother, one sister, one uncle, one aunt, one cousin, one father, one mother. All that doesn't change. Only things is what? Names will change, place will change. That's all. But you continue the same. This meaningless continuity is called samsara. Are you able to follow? This meaningless continuity is called samsara. Meaning it is meaningless, it is essenceless. But it appears so meaningful. It appears as though it is very, very meaningful. But the truth is, it has no meaning. Rama in Yoga Vasishta. Ate Kanta Kaste Putraha Samsaro Yamativa Vichitra and all. How Rama did it in Yoga Vasishta. How many fathers I have had in the past? How many fathers I have in the past? How many mothers I have had in the past? In Mahabharata, beautiful way, the samsara is said about in a different way. Memory in Mahabharata, there's a very beautiful episode. After the war is over, death is over, Arjuna cannot get over the death of his son, Abhimanyu. You have a son like Abhimanyu, how can you get rid of that? He is not able to get over the death of Abhimanyu. Yeah, it's a torture for Arjuna. At least Ravana, Indrajit died. Ravana also died in 2-3 days. He had no problem. That way, Ravana seems to be more blessed, isn't it? Arjuna had to live through the pain of the death of Abhimanyu. Crying and crying and crying, and he went to Krishna, and Krishna said, "At least give me use your that day in the battlefield unnecessarily you wasted your siddhi powers in showing that Vishwarupa and all. Yeah, unnecessarily wasted your siddhi powers in that Vishwarupa and all. Now use that siddhi powers and send me to Swarga, heaven, where I want to just to see whether Abhimanyu is all right or not and come back." Arjuna wanted to do that in Mahabharata. Krishna said, "Don't do all this. You can't accept the truth, Arjuna. You can't accept the truth. No, I want to do this." He said, "Okay, go." You don't learn through knowledge and understanding. You have to let the fellow experience and suffer and learn through suffering. So Krishna said, "Go." And Krishna got him a special visa, special permit, and sent him to Swarga. He went and stood in front of Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu turned and asked, "Who are you?" Abhimanyu asked, "Who are you?" Arjuna started perspiring, shivering now. Because he is not ready for it. He thought, "Oh, welcome, Father. I'm also missing you. From the heavens, I'm watching you, looking at it." Arjuna thought he's going to say all that. Abhimanyu said, "Who are you?" So, "What do you mean, who are you?" "You are Abhimanyu, my son. You know what happened in that Mahabharata battle? That 7-8 people all combined and they murdered you and they slaughtered you. I'm still not able to get all the story was told." Abhimanyu turned back and said, "I don't know what you are talking about. I don't know what you are talking about. One thing I know. So many fathers I have had. I don't know which father you are." Sometimes in front of Swati, I used to think like, suddenly if she comes and tells me, "Oh, there's so many fathers I have had in many janmas. I don't know which father you are now." Wow, you should prostrate to her immediately. No? Correct? This is samsara. This is samsara. Who's your wife? Who's your son? What is he saying is, see, this is going on and on and on, and we don't even see it. We don't even see it. This is samsara. Who belongs to you? Whom you belong to? Who belongs to you? See, this who belongs to you and whom you belong to is just memory. There is no truth to it. This is what this is what Shankara is trying to teach us. Who belongs to you and whom you belong to is just sheer memory. That's all. And that memory is so vulnerable that you can lose it. That's why now go back to Alzheimer's and now go back to Alzheimer's, dementia, Arjuna Abhimanyu having a conversation, with Arjuna in the Swarga. See, what is the difference between Rama and Abhimanyu? We don't say Abhimanyu as a person of wisdom and all, but Rama is a person of wisdom. Why? Right now he is able to say that. Right now he said it. That is the difference. How many fathers I have had in the past? Oh, Dasharatha, in the long line of fathers, you are one. How many mothers I have had in the past? I don't know how many mothers. Of the mothers you are one. Oh, they can't live without me. I can't live without them. That's what it is. Are you able to follow? To whom you really belong to. Kasya tvamva means what? A deep-rooted conviction that you can't live without them, and also they can't live without you. Both are foolish. Why? Because both belongs to the memory. Ate kanta kaste putraha samsaro yamativa vichitraha kasyatvam kaha kuta ayataha tatvam chintaya tadiha. Tat iha. Tat iha means do it now. Do it now. Don't regret it later. Do it now. Do it now. You have a role. Play the role. You have a role. Play the role. But don't develop relationship. Play the role, but never develop a relationship. Play the role, but don't have relationship. That role which is temporary by nature, you got confused and you made it permanent. The role that you have to play is temporary by nature, and because of your ignorance and foolishness and addictions and involvements, you made it permanent. Your permanent relationship is only with the divine. Rest and all is roles. Why are you attached to? Why do you have asaktaha to temporary relationships? Huh? If you are wise, what will be your relationship with the temporary asaktaha? If you are wise, it will be asaktaha, detached. If you are not wise, it will be asaktaha. So, rende prefix na a. Ask yourself. No, they say, isn't it? They say, no, don't even flies will go in, mosquitoes will go in, and you won't even notice it. Why? Because you are so carried away by it. You are so carried away by it. Asakta. Play the role. Play the role. You will forget. You will forget that it is in the beginning, you will forget that it is a role. You will forget it. Doesn't matter. Go to green room, sit for a while, remember who you are and come back. You will forget it. Go to the green room. And when you go to the green room, you will know who you are, isn't it? When you go to the green room, you will know who you are. And then come back. Again, there is a chance to get. Again, there is a chance. Keep doing it a few times. You become wise. Therefore, ate kanta katte kaste putraha samsaro yamativa vichitraha kasyatvam kaha kuta ayataha tattvam chintaya tadiha brataha. This is verse number 8. With this, we conclude for today. Next Saturday meet pandroma? No. We will not be meeting next Saturday and the following Saturday too. So we will not be meeting for 2 weeks. Tomorrow Sunday we will meet. Again the next Sunday class will be for 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, no Saturday class from next week. Sorry, 1 second, we'll take the quick clarification and we'll conclude.
So what is the green room in real life?
Green room in real life is the karma, bhakti, jnana, spiritual practices, shravana, manana, nididhyasana. That is green room. What is green room? The practices, the spiritual practices. Detach yourself from that and go and sit with the divine. Detach yourself from this. Green room means moving away from all this and spending time there. So that you remember that and come back here. Don't go there to forget this. You go there to remember you are that, so that you can come back here. Otherwise, generally what people do, the mistake they do is what? They go only to forget it, only to get refreshed and come and get more stuck. That's a mistake. We are here. Here it is exactly the opposite. Are you able to follow? What is the opposite? You go there to remember who you are, so that you come back and play the role. That is the great. So yeah.